through sound. I needed to make sure I had access to some ways of generating sound. My most basic tool for this was the ping, just like in a submarine. Though I suppose not quite. The ping traveled through the air, and back when I'd originally left my sound driver, I brought along with me a set of musical instrument sounds I found in the databanks. During my whole panic episode, I sort of left them lying around, so I had to go back and pick them up. My instruments, which came in sets, expanded the capabilities of my program, allowing me to interact with the world in new and different ways. My first set of instruments was based around energy. 2 instruments, the initiator and deactivator, feeding from a common power source. The initiator turned things on, and the deactivator turned things off. My next set of instruments dealt with immobilizing things. First off was the freezer, which, as the name implies, it, freezes things. If something moves, the freezer can stop it, for a while. Each time I used it, though, it took time to charge back to its full level. So the amount of time it could freeze anything depended on how full of a charge it carried. As for my other immobilizing instrument, I hadn't found it yet, so we'll get back to that in a minute. Surfaces in the world. When fired into a floor or a wall, they'd each generate a small pocket I could pass over to temporarily gain new abilities. The elasticity increase made the surface bouncier, giving me the ability to jump higher, and also the ability to bounce off the surface while I was airborne. The velocity increase gave me the power to move faster and to climb up steep slopes. I said I'd get back to that other immobilizing instrument? It's called the scrambler, and it can be used to temporarily disrupt things. And when I say disrupt, I mean live and broadcast pylons. To activate them, all I had to do was stand on the activator pad and fire an instrument into the receptacle dish. Afterwards, it was just a matter of staying on the pad for a few seconds while a harmless but horribly uncomfortable energy wave rushed through my body. And voila! The pylon took the instrument out of my inventory and translated its effects around the world. If I wanted an instrument back, I could always just go back to the pylon and stand on the activator pad again to upload it back into my program.